sacrifices we make in our daily lives for the sake of the environment are in vain. We all live on Earth, and we want it to be our home for as long as physically possible. Yet, we fail to mention that a lot of these quick fix solutions we're thinking of to fix the environment can in fact endanger the environment when we go into further researching. This is a good example would be from Rob Pachita, a CNN journalist who writes that 1,361 of McDonald's restaurants switched from plastic straws to a new paper straw. Yet it fails to mention that these new paper straws produce more carbon emissions and can't be recycled like the traditional plastic straws. This is dangerous as we look at something at face value and accept it as environmentally conscious. Another example would be from Schlanger, an environmental journalist, as it writes that California wants to replace a lot of their plastic bags with new cotton tote bags. Yet she writes that in order to make one cotton tote bag is equivalent to 20,000 plastic bags. This is very dangerous again, as you'd have to use your cotton tote bag for many, many years after you're dead. Again, we look at something and we just accept it face value, and we don't consider the full extent of how much harm it can do to the environment. Trying to find these quick solutions, these quick fixes, to save our environment prove to be very bad. Julia Laurie, a senior representative, she writes that in order to grow one walnut, it takes over 4.9 gallons of water. That's a large waste of water, as well as you'd have to transport that water all the way to where you need it to grow. For a lot of these small resources, like fruits and vegetables that we consider healthy for the environment, we neglect to look at the amount of resources that we waste to it and the amount of carbon emissions we take to transport those fruits and vegetables to where they need to go. John Foley, a scientist, writes that during the winter, when we use these indoor farms that can grow things during any season in order to keep up with demand of our produce for fruits and vegetables, he writes that these indoor farms produce 2 to 3 times more carbon emissions per day than the average home. Stan Cox, a freelance journalist, doubles down on this and saying that with the rise of indoor farming, our annual carbon emissions of our country can go up to 1.3 billion tons of carbon emissions per year. This is very dangerous. Again, it brings back to my original point that these quick fixes that we're trying to just ram into our society can endanger us and put us in a far more bigger hole than we've already dug for ourselves. I'm not saying that there's no hope, but we have to think about these solutions far more thoroughly than we already are. We can't just look at something at face value and accept it for being environmentally healthy and environmentally conscious. We have to do more research and look into something more thoroughly in order to effectively help the environment and fix the problems that we as a people made. And with these solutions,